you saw that use of celebrity to be able to, kind of get people more interested and focused on this candidate. But now we're seeing, with Trump's presidency, that you don't need political experience to win an election. Democratic Party, the DNC, the establishment, what have you, they're big on using an idol to make their point.
Where do we go from here?
Since actors and actresses lend their star statuses and finances to political parties, are celebrities gaining more influence over the election process than seasoned politicians?
So I worked at the DNC in 2012, and when it was in Charlotte. So celebrity surrogates have always been used to kind of, again, like rally the troops and have everybody, feel great and fun about the candidate or whatever and bring their star status.
Like how Hillary Clinton used Angela Bassett
right.
and Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. But I think you mentioned Hillary. Hillary's election was so lackluster when it came to the average citizen, the average voter, that they went so ham on the celebrity bit. Like, they were like, this thing is so milquetoast that we have to put sprinkles and butterflies and unicorns in order for anybody to like this. And so you saw that use of celebrity to be able to, kind of get people more interested and focused on this candidate. But now we're seeing, with Trump's presidency, that you don't need political experience to win an election.
Because for most people, when we looked at Donald Trump, I believe most people bought into the brand of Trump, especially in, let's say, 90s hip-hop. You had Trump on a Method Man.
Right?
Yeah, Trump on a Method Man introduction.
Yeah.
He's in the Bobby Brown video.
Yeah.
All on Our Own, and
right.
He's in Home Alone, and everyone is, even UGK, they talked about
right.
as rich as Donald Trump,
right.
Ray Schremer,
right.
Up like Donald Trump. So
right.
there's this ideal of success and wealth that Donald Trump was able to, I guess, fabricate or create in American society that people didn't even really vote for what he stood for. They voted for the brand.
Right. And you say that, a lot of people say, Oprah started from like a rags to riches story, and how dare we support somebody who got $1 million from his father, what have you. Man was bankrupt. Remember that? Dude got bankrupt like a mamma jamma in the 90s. And we also saw that real time where that is a part of the American experience, the American dream, where, if you fall, when you fall, how do you get yourself back up on your feet? So
right.
you have not only, Donald Trump being a brand in itself, the last 12, 15 years, the average American is not sitting watching news all day, but they sure have watched The Apprentice for the last 7, 8, 9 years. And so you have, sort of a building up of a relationship. And so does Oprah Winfrey. She has built up a relationship with the average American, but it's all positive. She has never experienced, a couple times she's experienced some sort of animosity around her brand, but her brand has always been a positive brand.
Right.
Trump has been messy this whole time. And I think that is really going to be the challenge for her if she were to run. And I've kind of seen it for the last week is, I think Trump supporters were used to his messiness, but Oprah, and I think that's also a dynamic of being a black woman, you almost have to be like perfect in order to stay relevant and stay, supported. I mean, it doesn't have to be a black woman.
More perfect than Barack Obama? Barack Obama, how perfect can you get as a black man?
Well, the image, you know what I'm saying?
Still receive some of these negative epithets.
Right.
One of the things that I always found interesting is, Barack Obama doesn't have a traditional black American experience.
Well,
however, he earned all the negative epithets and racist remarks of someone from the south side of Chicago, Mississippi, Detroit, or L.A.,
Well, we could talk about that. Do you want to talk about that now, or you want to talk about that later?
Say that for another show.
Yeah.
All right. So, in the era of celebritization of American politics, is an Oprah 2020 run realistic?
Anything's realistic nowadays. I mean, we kind of didn't talk about this before, but her running totally eradicates any seasoned politician or public official to run as a president. Again, that's the difference between the different parties. If you see in 2016, there were 17 different establishment candidates that are running for the president, and one outlier who was President Trump. Now President Trump. On the Democrat side, you had a chosen candidate who was Hillary Clinton, and a left of left field, technically an independent, enter the race in the Democratic Party. So if in 2020 they want to oust President Trump, if they haven't tried to impeach him already by then, they're going to do another selected candidate like they did with Hillary Clinton. If they select Oprah to be their nominee, would seasoned people like Elizabeth Warren or Kristen Gillibrand or Kamala Harris, all these women
Right.
that have served their party, served their country, all these different things, had their own calling, are they going to run and have a competitive primary to test the system with or without a president, a nominee of Oprah? So we'll have to see. I personally don't think Oprah should run.
Me either. I mean, as a black man,
Yeah.
I don't think that I could vote for Oprah
Yeah.
based upon the message and the direction of her show
Right.
and how it was promoted. Because one of the things I remember as a kid was when I did come in and watch my mother and my aunts watching Oprah, it sort of seemed as if it was, I guess, perpetuating this narrative of an obsolete black man or a black
Right.
man as being somewhat
Absent.
absent, someone that you didn't want to mess with, and promoting this notion that black men are lazy.
Yeah. Wow.
So when I watched that, I didn't see that as something that really represented something that was an overall image of the black community.
Right.
It was one-sided. And like my uncle used to say, he would refer to Oprah as the white woman whisperer.
Oh,
that she talked to white women,
Yeah.
and she did not really talk to black people.
well, I hear you on that, but don't forget that with the Oprah magazine, I remember being in law school.
She's always on the cover.
Well, not only is she always on the cover, which is kind of weird, but it is her magazine, so she can do whatever
Right.
she wants, which is still weird. We would be in, a trial class, like talking about, how to deal with juries and litigation, what have you. And all my classmates would be like reading Oprah magazines, like totally wasting and not paying attention. But,
Wow.
Oprah Winfrey has been an inspiration specifically for professional black women. And so we respect that and I acknowledge that. And again, like I would love to aspire to be someone like an Oprah Winfrey. However, I wish that we could appreciate that as an amazing achievement and the power that holds, and then not be taken advantage of or taken for granted as someone's tool.
Right.
And it's hard for me not to think that they, knowing who they are, because I was
Who are
working.
they?
The Democratic Party,
Okay.
the DNC, the establishment, what have you. They're big on using an idol to make their point. Again, Barack Obama was an idol. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Like an icon.
an icon, right?
Not a
brand.
organic-
He
a
was
brand,
a brand.
right,
Yeah,
right.
he was a brand that offered hope.
Right.
But in actuality,
Yeah.
that hope was hollow because the conditions of Black America
Yeah.
didn't fare better after.
Right.
So,
And then some people think that, for example, Oprah is as wonderful and as mighty as she is, you still have mass poverty in her own hometown of both Chicago and Baltimore.
Right.
So by one sneeze, she could clothe all the poor children in both of the cities. And with 2 sneezes, she could pay for all of their books. And for 4 sneezes, she could house half the families. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like she already has an amazing power that she's not taking advantage of already. What is she planning to do if she's going to be our president, if she hasn't already addressed the social ills in our country to begin with?
You said a mouthful.
Well, I'm trying to catch up with you, sir.
Well,